Welcome back to Nerd Alert News. I'm Colleen, and this is Tashay. And today we're excited to chat with Wayne Charles Baker. This amazing actor is known for his powerful on-screen performances in films such as Capitaine and hit shows like HBO's It, Welcome to Derry, and so many more. He also hosts a show called Closer to Home on APTN, where he continues his mission to share stories that bridge cultures and celebrate Indigenous identity.
Mm,
Thank you, Mr. Baker. We really appreciate you joining us.
glad to be here. Mm.
So you've been working in film and television since the early 2000s. How has your approach to acting evolved over the years, and what do you feel you understand now about the craft that you didn't early on?
Well, I started acting late. I started at 39 years old, and I've been doing it for a while now. But when I first started, I had to go to acting lessons to make sure I could do it right. So I had to see if I had the capability and the confidence. And then when I started taking acting lessons, I realized I wasn't too bad at it because I compared myself to the other actors. And then I said, yeah, I think I can do this. And so now that when I first started, I was, of course, raw. I had to get my foot in the door one step at a time because, of course, we're all nervous when we're first there. Sometimes I first got on set, I felt like my heart was pounding out of my chest. but but I got through it. But I still loved the feeling because it reminded me of playing lacrosse, my sport that I grew up playing, because it was the same kind of feeling. So that's why I got attached to acting, because I connected to the playing the sport. So that's why when I turned 39, my lacrosse was almost over. So I figured I got to find something else to that has that same feeling. And then I found acting was that avenue to have that same kind of feeling I did when I was playing the sport. But and then as I got more roles, little bit at a time, I started gaining more confidence. And then as I got these last few years were very busy for me, and I felt that what has changed up to then and now is that they've really concentrated on telling our stories properly and making sure that history is right and the language is right, and I think that's very I don't know, just to be accurate on our history and our language and our culture. That's what has really changed. And now that I see that they're bringing the Indigenous people more into movies now, that and I think I I'm at a good time where it's gonna be good for me.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm seeing it more and more. Don't you
Yes.
speak like three or four languages, indigenous languages?
Well, I don't speak it, but I have to learn. But I have my own languages from the West Coast,
Mm.
where I grew up, in Vancouver, and I know some of it. But my son teaches it now, so I'm glad he's doing that. He knows
Oh,
the
that's really
language,
cool.
and we almost lost it, so it's brought back. But it's never going to be the same as the old language because things
Right.
evolve, and it's not. It probably if you spoke to an old elder a long time ago, they probably said, "What are you saying?" I, I always compare the like it's the English language. You have the Scottish, the English. They're supposed to be English, but they all sound different.
Oh
That's kind
yeah.
of my analogy on the language. But yeah, so I know a bit of my language there, and where I live here is where my wife's from, and it's Mohawk, so they
Okay.
speak that language. And I don't know if we could speak about the Capitan right now if you want me to.
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
please.
that one was I just did the premiere on Monday, and it was a packed house, standing ovation. Got some very good reviews, very good acting. Said you're really good, Wayne. We loved you, stuff like that. So I was, yeah, okay, thanks. But I had to learn a language from that movie. It was called Inuman, Northern Quebec.
Hmm.
So that was my first big project where I had to learn a lot of dialogue. So I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Now I'm used to it. I can listen to it and I can almost, when I hear it, I can just repeat it. And then I did one, just finished a movie called The War Between.
Hmm.
And it's on streaming now. I think it's on Apple and Amazon Prime or something like that. But I had to learn Apache on that one. But I didn't have as much time as I did for the Capitaine. They just kind of gave it to me a week before and said, "Here you go," and they
Oh my goodness.
expect you to learn a language like that, and it's not because they're totally different.
No, so how do you go about learning the languages in such a short amount of time?
The
Yeah.
Apache, the Apache was it always comes down to listening to it and writing it down phonetically, and then just listening to it and then start writing it the way you think it sounds, and then just go for it.
Okay.
And and then the Apache one, they wanted me to do a whole long scene, and there was no way I could do it that amount of time. So I only did like half of it, and so I just concentrated on that. And I
Right.
told the director and producer, I said, "I'm only doing this half. I can't do it all. It's impossible." So I did half of it, and then I switched to English at the end because it was a long prayer, and I was praying
Right.
to the moon and stuff.
Oh,
And
well,
so that one was one of them. And there's so many of them. Even I did a series the Sitting Bull
Hmm.
on the History Channel. There
okay.
was a two hour 2 2 hour show on the History Channel that just came out about 3 months ago.
Yeah, I think
And
my dad watched that actually.
yeah, so I played a chief on there, actually Sitting Bull's uncle, but we had to
Nice.
learn Lakota. So this one was even worse.
Oh.
Day about the day before I was supposed to shoot, they said, "Oh, here's your language in Lakota." And the teacher will be here tomorrow that's going to learn teach you.
Oh, great.
Talk about a
So I
crash
got a
course.
day to learn some Lakota, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. So I did the same thing. There was just a small phrase and a long dialogue, so I just learned the first part of it again and just concentrated on that. In one night, writing everything down phonetically, listening to it, and then I told the director the same thing. I said, I can't do it all. I'm just going to do this part. We can voice over the rest if you want. So that's how we approached that. And then I had one scene in the teepee where I had it written down on a piece of paper my line.
Little cheat
So
sheet.
I was hiding it under my leg by the bear fur or where what we were sitting on. So in between takes, I'd pull it out and start looking at it. Oh, and then I throw it back under my leg and wait for the
A
scene to
little
start.
refresher course right before.
So that's my
Nicely done.
experience with my learning languages. So yeah. But if you get the chance to see the Capitaine, it's supposed to go. It's right now. It's in Quebec, 19 theaters, and then it goes across Canada. Probably in a couple of weeks, maybe next week, 2 weeks, from what the director was telling me, and they're going to do one in Vancouver, Toronto, Winnipeg, and all the cities. So the Vancouver one, I'm going to. So I'm going
Okay.
to
Oh,
fly
excellent.
for that premiere. I'm excited because that's where I'm from, and my boys are out there. So
Oh, that'll be
I'll go
fun.
out there and do some fishing and watch the premiere.
Oh, and it's so beautiful there.
It really
Oh,
is.
that's
Well,
great. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
it's very you'll be do a lot of people do a lot of crying in it. It's a
Oh
lot of
boy.
emotion.
Well,
And
I'll be prepared then. I've noticed that many of your performances seem to favor quiet strength rather than like overt dramatics. How intentional is that restraint in your acting choices?
it's more that's how I am.
Okay.
And, and I've learned to listen to the other actors as less is more. So I try to keep that in check And if you watch the war between my characters like that through the whole thing, and he's trying to get these guys to scalp him and everything, but he's pretty calm about everything. And and I took that by choice too, because that's how I would play it. You just go in and you play calm, and my demeanor's that way. I don't like screaming or yelling. I watch actors now and last night, and they're doing was screaming and yelling. And I'm going, oh my, there's a different approach to that. So that's by choice, unless I'm directed by
Okay.
the director.
Okay. Well, it certainly works.
So, what draws you to a role first? Is it the character's inner life, the story that's being told, or the people behind the project?
Well, at first, you don't really think about that. You just take what comes your way to build your career. And most times I will read it and I say, yeah, that's me. I want this role. That's me. That's perfect. And for the Capitaine was that was when I read the script and I thought, oh my God, this role, I need this role. I want this role. This character is me, my father, when he used to be a fisherman in the West Coast on a boats. And I used to go with him. So I knew the feeling and the scene and the character. So that was what really drew me to it. So when I did the audition, I had a scene where I was in the scene arguing with my daughter, but I approached it differently. I didn't play it the way they wanted to. I played it with more emotion, and so I did the whole thing. It broke down, started crying and everything, just to show the director that I was capable of that depth in that character. So it worked. He said, as soon as we saw your tape, we knew you were the guy.
Well,
Yeah.
that worked
So
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do that with a lot of my auditions. I'll change it up different and try to show more emotion and a little more,
Right.
just to show that you have that so that you can seal the deal, what you want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe give them something to remember you by.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Seal the deal. I love that. All right.
Yeah.
So we've already touched a little on Capitan, but can you tell us a little bit more about the film and what resonated most with you about the character that you play?
Okay. The movie is about the Captain. He joins the Canadian Navy as a gunner, and then he comes back home and he loses his language, finds
Hmm.
his wife, meets his wife, and she speaks the language. So he learns his language and he's back in his community. And he has a daughter, which is who's really attached to, and he wants her to take over his fishing business, lobster fishing business. But in the end, as she gets older, she runs off with my deckhand, and he's kind of a
Oh,
bad character.
oh
And
no.
then they get then they take off. So the captain's all kind of down and out. Now he's drinking and drinking a lot more on his boat, not really caring about anything because his daughter has left, and he's kind of hurt. But he has flashbacks because he was in the residential schools, so
Hmm.
that starts taking effect on him, and a lot of flashbacks during the war, the Navy. But then during that time, 2 years after she's gone, he gets a letter from her. His wife brings it to him on his boat. So then he looks at it and he says, "Oh my God!" But now he is on a mission to go find his daughter because she's in trouble. So he hunts her down and goes after the guy that he ends up. Her boyfriend ends up selling her to the pimps because he was in trouble with drugs and they were going
Oh,
to kill him. So he ends up selling her to pimps in Montreal.
Jeez.
So I find that, so I start tracking. I have help. I go a police friend of mine. I said, can you check this license plate? Where's this at? And then I go for it. Now the captain's on a mission. He's got his hat on, his big navy coat, and a big butcher knife.
Oh, yeah.
And then I find it's a really good story how he's done it, because I get there and it's a drug. I look down and I finally see them out dealing their drugs, big kilos of coke and stuff. But these two other characters that are from the village, they're the bad guys, the ones that help him, that the deckhand, to get the drugs and sell the drugs. So they've been tailing me all this time because they want to find this their drugs and stuff that they're owed. So when I get there, I find the guy, so I attack him, kill one guy, go for the other guy, and I'm running at him, and then he gets shot. I turn around and it's those two other guys that had fallen. They kill him. So then they end up killing me, and then they take the drugs and take off, and it gets pretty sad because it goes into a story where I'm visualizing them walking up the stairs, and one of the ladies tells me that prostitute, she's upstairs. So now I'm kind of staggering up there, and it's like a dream sequence, and I'm walking down the hall, dimly lit, kind of sketchy looking place. But anyways, I
Yeah.
get there and I open the door, and the door opens and it's real bright. Then my daughter's sitting there. Then it's over.
What a wild ride.
Wow. Yep. I'll be watching it. I'll have to make
Yeah,
sure I'm in
yeah,
the right frame
definitely
of mind.
be streaming that one when it comes here.
Yes, Capitaine. I hope it. Well, from what I can see and what they've done such a good job, I think it's probably going to get some nominations.
Yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it, it should. I mean,
Yeah, even the language part was pretty essential to the show because we had to learn. I think it was about 20 to 30% of the language, so they could get a credit for it for the
mhm.
production. Yeah, so that's why we had to learn so much. When I first saw the script, I'm looking at it and I could see all this language, and I'm going, "Oh my God, how am I going to learn this?" And my wife looks at me and says, "Oh, that's why you get paid the big bucks."
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay."
Yes.
So it took me a while, but I worked on it. Zoom meetings over and over with the lady that spoke the language. She didn't even speak English. He had
Oh,
an
Oh,
she had an
wow.
interpreter beside her. So she would say things, and he would tell me what she said. So when I go do the rehearsal of the language, she would say this, and then he would say, "Okay, you need to do this." So I would do that with them at least 4 Zoom meetings. And then I had it all on my phone, recorded each sentence, each line. So I would just listen to that. Like I said before, I would listen to it. Then I would write it down phonetically so I could understand it.
wow. Yeah,
Sounded
you
good.
definitely earned your paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, it was.
So,
Uh,
I have to switch here just a little bit and get
sure.
into it. Welcome to Derry. I
I
mean,
was
I'm a
just going to
huge
say that.
Stephen King fan,
Me
and
too.
that entire series was just done so well from
Oh
every
yeah.
aspect. I mean, the Indigenous, feature of it is just they did such a good job.
I
What
know.
was it like working on that project?
Okay. I like to tell you how I first got it when I auditioned for it because I'm a big Stephen King fan. And the first book I ever read was in 1986 with It, because I was flying to Thailand for a vacation. And back then, of course, we didn't have phones. So I
Hmm.
said, "Yeah, I need a book to read because I'm going to be there for a month." So I looked around and I saw this big book. I said, It, and it was over 1,000 pages, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
this
big
should
one.
work. This should work. So I get on a plane and I start reading it, and then I couldn't put it down. and it was such a good book that it's even scared me more than watching the movie. You
Yeah,
know how your
the
heart
book is
starts pump,
incredible.
your heart starts pumping, and you get your heart starts racing when you're getting out to the scene. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
So I was hooked after that on his books. But when I read for Welcome to Derry, it wasn't called Welcome to Derry. I can't remember. It had a code name. But I started reading it and I said, oh my God, I know what this is. Because it said Derry, this, that, the creature, and this. And I was, oh my God, I know what this is. So I'm reading it. But I got to get this role just to be on it. So I got it. And I played Chief John. And most of the characters I worked with were all the native characters, Rose,
Hmm.
Tanel, and all the native characters. I really didn't see any of the other ones because it was just all always us in a group. But I did get to meet Andy Machete. Machete, his name is,
Yeah, I think.
and 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 but just working on it, the crew was awesome. The scenes were awesome, and it's always like you know how you read it, the script or your scene, you kind of visualize it how it's going to look in the 70s in that house and whatever,
Yeah.
and you show up there, it looks like that. Oh shit, there it is. But no, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the native part that was the protectors, and I got my daughter on there too. She
Oh,
play
Oh.
she
nice.
plays one of the warriors that are running through the woods chasing
Uh-huh.
it. She's a 20-year-old. She's about 24 now, 25 actually tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday
Happy
to her.
birthday.
Yeah, so you'll see her, and then she's standing beside one of the chiefs in one of the scenes, and she has black under her eyes,
Uh-huh.
and she got lucky on that one because we were at a place where we do the taping from here, and the lady that was doing it, she kind of helped get her guy. She represents Tanal, Joshua
Hmm.
Ojic. So, anyways, they were looking for warriors, so she sent her picture and a little bit of background, and they hired her. So
Nice.
she got on it for worked for I think about 6 days, and they pay good too. HBO Max.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of my story on that. And I hope season 2 and 3. I hope they bring me back for somewhere around there
Oh,
as a different
absolutely. I can't wait for the
different
rest of them.
character. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. It was done very well.
Oh, cool. Well, can we switch gears again? I
Sure.
want to switch gears to lacrosse because I'm a sports fan, and I know I read a little bit about how lacrosse changed your life. Two questions. How did lacrosse change your life? And do you still get a chance to play it?
I won 4 championships. My other 2 rings are over there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you want me to grab them, I can show it to you, but they're bigger than these two.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Oh, that's
Oh my God.
awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I started wearing them last year
good.
because
Yeah,
they
be
were sitting
proud.
around in my drawer, and I said, "Ah, oh, I got to start wearing these."
Yeah.
So lacrosse, what it did was it was my sport at the time when I was playing. I loved it so much. I played every summer from 11 years old to when I finally finished playing about 43.
Mhm.
And so it was kind of my thing. And that's how I got into acting. Like I said, and when I finished lacrosse, I said, what am I going to do now? So I got into acting. But what lacrosse did for me was I was probably around 25 and I was really into alcohol and boozing and stuff. And I was getting into my lacrosse was going downhill. I wasn't playing like I used to play. Like my ability was just and my training. I wasn't playing, and I wasn't happy because that was my game at the time. Even my
Mhm.
girlfriend at the time said, "You better, that's all you got is lacrosse right now." And I thought about it. And I said, "Jesus." So, anyways, about a year after that, I decided to quit drinking just to play lacrosse longer and be able to play the game because a lot of my friends were already washed up at 26. So I quit. I looked to myself in the mirror and I said to myself, I said, I'm too good for this. So I quit. And then
Good
so I
for
got into
you.
lacrosse again and then I played forever and I won Jesus, 85, 93, 1999, and 2001. So what that did for me was help me become a better person, more professional about anything I approached, everything on time, work hard. I was a subcontractor for years, building houses and construction, and and it helped me get into acting because
Mhm.
now I'm focused more and have more confidence. And then that was really the change that gave me a lot more confidence in myself. And even when I started playing lacrosse later, I started playing at a higher level. And I said, I'm just as good as these guys. I'm just as good as these guys and better. The other guys, the white guys, I would call them. And and then and then if you got time, I got a story about when I was playing lacrosse in Buffalo, New York, 1991.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that was my
Yeah.
kind of first introduction into acting. I never didn't even think about acting then. So we're in a practice in Buffalo in 91, and these people show up. They're working on a film. They want to interview a few of us because they want to use it for a little cross scene in Last of the Mohicans. So I go, yeah, sure. So they brought me back in the room and asked me a few questions. And I said, yeah, like, would you want to be a movie star and all that? And I'm, yeah, sure, why not? Who wouldn't? Stuff like that. And then I think it's about 2 weeks later, they're calling me to the audition for Mugwa. And I didn't know what it was or who it was. And I'm like, we'll send you the sides. And I said, what are those? I didn't even know what sides were. So, so anyways, I was trying to get out of it because I didn't really want to do it. So I
Mhm.
ended up agreeing. They fly me to New York, and a limo picks me up, drives me to 20th Century Fox, and Bonnie Timmerman was the casting director. I still remember her name. And then I thought I blew it and went home and didn't read back to Buffalo. I didn't care. And then about a week later, they called me and said, "We let the producers like you to audition for considering you for the feature role, Uncas." Uncas. And then I go, oh no, I'm going home tomorrow. I fly back to Vancouver. And so they said, oh no, we'll change your flight for you. We'll fly you out of Asheville, North Carolina, back home. So I just thought about, hey, well, I don't mind going to see Asheville. So I said, sure. So I fly to Asheville, do my audition. There's about 6 guys there that was auditioning for first day. They sent 2 home. Second day they sent the other 2 home, 3 or whatever it was. And the last day was Michael Mann shows up. And I know Michael Mann from Miami Vice, and I go, oh my God. And then so we they I get to the point where Michael Mann's going, so who's your agent, Wayne? He slaps me on the back as I'm walking out the door. I go, but I knew Eric Schweig and I knew his agent because they both lived in Vancouver. And I kind of said, I was going to say her name and I didn't. And I said, oh, I don't have one. But anyways, make a story shorter, 10 years later, I was talking to Deidre Sams and she said, they really wanted you, but I talked them out of it. So that was my first chance to get in the movies with the last of the Mohicans. So it was in the back of my mind after that.
Yeah, I like how it rolled into it. That worked
Yeah.
out great.
Yeah. Any other
Cool.
questions?
Yeah, one last quick one, if you don't mind.
Yep.
It's a personal question for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
because all about me. Just kidding. Um, I wanted to know, you were in a Supernatural episode.
Yes.
What's up, Tiger Mommy? I'm a Supernatural fan. What was it like on the set?
Oh, those 2 guys are really nice. Sam and Dean, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they were very friendly. The There was no attitude with them at all. They were very good on set, and I had a good scene with both of them. And I was like, when we were ready to shoot, I do my thing, I grab open the thing, and I look in there and I start saying my lines, and I looked at them, and they both looked at me like they they didn't know what to say. They kind of like, oh, I don't know what happened. They dropped the ball for a second. It's okay to do it again. I think I threw them off somehow, but yeah, that was fun. That was one of my first kind of roles starting up, like when I first got in Vancouver. So I got that there, and I was happy to get on that. That was like 2011, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, good. It
And
looks you've
of
been so
course,
busy, but it looks like you're just getting started. I mean, it's your career is amazing.
it's really taken off. I've done the summer and Bon Cop, Bad Cop that'll be on Crave, and then from Bon Cop, Bad Cop, I went to work on Villeneuve, Gilles Villeneuve. He was a famous F1 car racer from Canada,
Okay.
and he was
Okay.
French Canadian, and
Cool.
he really famous in the 70s. He ended up dying in one of his races, and his son
Oh,
took over. His son took over, Jacques Villeneuve. So the movie's about him, and I was actually at the premiere of Capitaine. They already had big posters up of the movie Villeneuve,
oh,
Oh, cool.
so I took some pictures with that, and so I worked on that, and I did a small movie called Melody for Bear feature film, and I had a good connection with that director because I worked with him in Mexico 2 years prior uh, for Autumn and the Black Jaguar. So he does movies about animals and animal trafficking and saving animals. And there's always a storyline with a young girl that's involved with him. So uh, he called me up or the agent and said, "We have a role for you. You want it?" So they sent me, and I said, "Yeah, of course." I think it was only 2 days work, but still, I did that for him. And then,
right on.
yeah, Villeneuve, I just finished in October. So now I'm kind of just at hiatus sitting around. I did a couple of auditions. Been pretty slow right now everywhere.
It sounds like you've still got a lot coming. Maybe some downtime is you find some other creativity. But I feel like we've taken a lot of your time and I cannot appreciate it more. We really appreciate you taking the time for us.
Yes, thank you so much.
You guys want to know my background, where I'm from, and where my family is, like the native
Oh,
part? You got time for that?
Oh,
yes, of
yeah.
course. We'd love to hear that.
Okay, well, I'm from the Hamalchison Squamish tribe in Vancouver,
Mhm.
West Coast, and that family comes from my dad's side is the comes from a chieftainship family, and then my mom's side is up north, up near the tip of Vancouver Island, and she's from the Quageuth Nation, and she was a chief, so she came from a big chieftainship family up there, and that's so we get our clans from our mother. So I'm a Raven clan, and
Cool.
my name from that clan is Guagualalami.
Mhm.
And then if well, prior to that, my name was Guy Eustace. That's what I use on my handle for Facebook.
Right.
So when
Cool.
you have a new, that's a kind of a kid name, and then when you get older, you get a higher name, and that's the background of my First Nation. And the other thing is, yeah, so I have a, I can say I'm First Nation. There's a lot of pretendians out there.
Wow.
Oh, I
But
love it.
yes,
Thank you so much for that. That
Yeah.
is, I mean, I love hearing about that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
and
It's
my wife's Wolf clan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I said
Wow.
that's why we get along together. Ravens and wolves hunt together.
Right, there you go.
Oh, okay.
I
That,
love
that
it.
makes sense.
So
Oh,
I'll
but
go to say,
I love
yeah,
hearing about that culture.
there's there's it. And then she'll go over and kill it, and then I'll wait for a while, and then I'll go over and finish it off.
Oh
There you
my.
go. Perfect harmony.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it works.
All right,
But
Wayne. Well,
yes,
thank you so much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate your time and for getting the chance to get to know you.
good. It's nice to meet you guys.
Yes,
I got
thank you
two
so
more. I got
much.
This is the third one I've done in like a week,
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
and I got two more after this.
Oh, geez. Well, thank you for squeezing us in. We really
Yes, thank
Yeah.
appreciate
you so much.
So
I
we
know
got
that our viewers are going to love to hear about it and learn more about you, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, I like to talk about the NCIS. Can I got time for that?
Oh, yeah.
Um, sure. Yeah, add it in. We got a
Because I
lot of
really like,
NCIS fans.
Yeah, we
I
do.
know I worked with Mark Harmon down in LA, and I told the story before, but I like Mark Harmon. He's a really nice guy. I was sitting in my trailer, and then I hear a knock on my door. What, who the heck's this? I thought of somebody, first AD or second AD. Open the door, it's Mark Harmon standing there. Oh, he goes, oh, I just wanted to welcome you to the set, Wayne. I was introduce myself and everything like that. And I said, oh, geez, that's very classy of you. Thanks. So it kind of set off a good tone for us. And then we got to sit around. He was in sports, talking about football. We were like old buddies by then.
Oh, that's
And then we're
awesome.
talking about lacrosse, and he says, and the thing about it, he said, I read that about you. So he checked my bio out already, right? And he said, you won 4 Canadian championships. And I said, yeah. And he says, that says a lot about you. I said, oh, thanks. About your character. I said, oh, great. Because he knows what sports is like, right?
Yeah.
So we had a good time, and then we did our scenes, and then we're sitting around talking about. I said, oh, how long have you been doing this on there? And he goes, 19 seasons. And I went, what? 19 seasons? I said, because I said to myself, oh, I don't think I could do that for 19 seasons, year after year, for 19 years, just being on one. And he went quiet for a bit. And then after that episode, he quit.
Uh-uh.
Oh my goodness.
So all you fans out there, you can blame me, I said, for making him quit and back off.
You made him quit.
The, the
There's
great
the
wide
reason.
the great wide open. So I said, Jesus,
Oh my God.
wonder if he thought about what I said. And he said, yeah, I think I better pack it in.
You put a little earworm in there.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. It was the great wide open was the last episode. That's the one I was on.
Oh,
Okay.
that's actually
That's
pretty cool though.
hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think it's hilarious. I hope that that's a
Huh?
good story. Thanks.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's a
think
good one.
that's a good place for us to wrap it up.
Okay, sounds good.
I love the stories. I'm sure we could listen to them all day.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
And
Good.
we wish you the best in your future.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks again, everyone, for watching Nerd Alert
Yes.
News.
Thank you for
Until next
joining us,
time.
everyone. We'll see you next time.